Hey and welcome. It's me, Priestess Ishtah, and I am a sacred energy activator. Today, I am coming to you with an exclusive goddess energy update. What we're going to do in today's video is we're going to channel some of the messages that the goddesses have been trying to communicate to us. We're going to break this into parts. We're going to break this into two parts. We're going to do the first part as the global impact, so things that are going to be happening on a global scale, in which we will be using the Orisha deck. And then we're going to close up with things that the intuitive energies, the collective goddess force is trying to get you to know, to imply or apply in your life a little bit more. All right. So without further ado, we want to call forth our angels, our ancestors, guardians, and guides to please stand at their points as we channel messages rooted only in divine love, wisdom, and truth. I call forth my angels, I call on the archangels, and I call on the ancestral forces. Ashe. If you're watching this, depending on when you're watching it, it is going to be, for the most part, a timeless message. Some of the things, if it comes up that I have a prediction, because sometimes there are predictions that will come up, especially on the global part of the reading or the channeling, I should say. You can apply this in your life as it is, or look at the circumstances that are going around in your life right now as is. I don't want to ramble too much, so let's just jump right on in because I feel myself rambling. That could be an indication of some of you needing to do some grounding work, grounding your energy a little bit more right now, or there could be something that is happening with the ground, with the earth. All right. First card that we have out is Oshala. Oshala is, and excuse me if there's a glare. I think that's a little bit better for you, right? But Oshala is Obatala, okay? And Obatala is the Supreme Father deity, the Supreme Father figure in the Yoruban tradition. I am not an ordained priestess. I'm just speaking from 2 on the timer when I say that. Maybe I was in a past life. But from my experience and my personal connection with the Orishas, as they have come to me and selected me to be a channeler. Again, like I said, I have not selected them. They've selected me to be a channeler for them. So the Orishas are saying that there's something that is going to be happening on the planet on a grand scale, because if Oshala is coming out and if Obatala is coming out, that means that there's something that's happening on a really grand scale, like a really big scale for us to be aware of. And because you don't ever really see in the Orishas a lot of the gods' faces or the Orishas' faces, you don't see their faces. But I feel like with this coming, or with this first showing with this side and his face is covered, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like this is something that no one sees coming. It's a very impactful event that may be occurring to a governmental system. I'm hearing within the U.S., within the Trump administration, there is something that is going to be, because it's an authoritarian figure. It's a masculine figure who seems like they have a lot of power when I'm tapping into it. And it's going to be something that we will see at first as, and when I say we will see as a nation, as a country, because I am in the U.S., and if you're not in the U.S., these will be things, because there are a lot of sanctions and, all those political words that people like to use when they're explaining this stuff. There are a lot of things that are being renegotiated or let's just say renegotiated. So as a result, there will be impact that will happen in different places of the world. And this impact is going to actually be one that is beneficial to the economy. We don't see that at first. We're not, and I'm not trying to sway anyone's personal political position. That ain't what this is. All right. But I'm giving you the facts, and I'm giving you the truth, as maybe not facts yet, but I'm giving you the truth as it is being channeled and communicated into me. So this authoritative figure that is a masculine, whether it is masculine by design, I'm hearing the word Trump, but an authoritarian figure is going to be putting forth these new legislatures, let's just say, or new laws, or new implementing these new systems that's going to affect the entire globe in a way that we don't see yet. We don't see yet that it's going to be actually really beneficial. It's going to help many of us who have been struggling. I'm hearing with the welfare system in particular. It's going to help a lot of individuals be able to, it's going to also help. There's something with businesses. Okay. I'm staying in the US right now, and I'm going to ask for more cards to bring me out of just the US, but there's something with business. There's a business, and excuse me if I'm yelling because I got this mic on and I forget that I have a mic on because I got a built-in mic. Let's be real. I'm a very loud person. I'm a very loud gal. But what I mean to say is that there is going to be something that will help small businesses, or a new grant, or look for grants. If you're a small business owner, there may be grants or programs that are being developed right now, or will be developed they will be developed to aid small businesses and smaller entrepreneurs to expand their business even further, to take it higher. Hold on. We have the Eight of Air, and the Eight of Air is like the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a great sign when I'm reading for entrepreneurs and business owners, because that means, like, guess what, babe? Guess what? Somebody is coming in. There's a lot of offers that are coming in. There's a lot of business that's coming in. And also with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Air, that's really with the Eight of Wands, I should say, the Eight of Air in this card, or in also the other tarot, can indicate that there is a change, or a swift change, that's going to be occurring in the communication, or when I say the communication, if you have like a particular communication with a contract or a relationship, and you're like, I want to know if they're going to reach out. So this to me is making me feel like you have been waiting for something. You've been waiting to hear a message. You've been waiting for something to come into you, and it's on its way. It's going to come in with this change in legislature. That is something that has never been done before. It has been attempted before. I am hearing, as I touch all of the cards together, it has been attempted before, but it has not actually been done. It has not actually been completed or successfully finalized in the past. And with the 10 of fire coming here, I do feel like it's going to give, because he looks like he's looking for a handout, right? So look, it makes me feel like it's going to give a lot of people who are in impoverished areas the ability to move up in ranking, to move up in status, to move up in their financial bracket. There's going to be an opportunity through this blessing in disguise that many people are going to not understand, because we don't always, as the civilians of a country, we don't always understand the politicals or the politics of things. But we will ultimately see that this is going to be something that will be beneficial. Great Spirit, is there anything on a global scale that I need to be aware of to report to the collective right now? Yes. Okay. So somewhere in Africa, I don't know where, I'm hearing Ghana, but somewhere in Africa, there is going to be a major, like, mudslide, or I'm seeing a mudslide or something, some type of dam collapsal. There's some type of dam collapsal, because we have here the Five of Water, and then I also have here the element water. I feel like there's going to be some type of dam collapsal that will happen, that will be on a grand scale, that will affect local villages in the area, Papa Legba. Some of this is going to be as a result of a ritual that was done by, it could be a priest or priestess of Papa Legba, or it's a result of a local, I'll call it a witch group. And this is not to blame them or saying they do anything bad. They might be doing something that is protecting the land, because there are shamans in different areas of the world that are spiritually assigned there, through their ancestral obligatory duties, to protect areas or protect land. That's why we can't, like, we think we have every part of the world covered. Like, there are certain areas that you can't go into. You can't go because it's protected land. So there's something about protected land in an area in Africa, and I know that's really general, but I did hear Ghana, and I'm seeing words that I can't pronounce. So, and that just could be because of the local dialect and the names, but it will ultimately cause a collapse. There will be villages that will be affected by this, and this is due to something that was constructed in that area that pissed off the gods. It pissed off the gods. Okay. So those are the collective messages that I want to kind of go over now from the global scale. And let's now go into individual messages. Okay, so let's do this. We are now going to set the tone and intention to see. Interesting. Let's note that. We're going to set the tone and intention right now to see what is happening on the for us as individuals. I do feel like off the bat, just from the two cards that I saw initially, I saw Morgan Le Fay, which is the Magician card in this deck. We did switch decks. And I also saw Child Consciousness, which I held up to the camera. With those two cards coming up, it made me get a sense that some of you are getting this idea that you had from your childhood. Like maybe all right, like little known fact about me because I don't really share a lot about me, which I'm gonna get better at. But little known fact is I when I was growing up, I used to be in a singing group. It wasn't a popular singing group, but I started a singing group and I always was in a singing group with like my friends, and I loved to write music. I could sing, and I also freestyle and shit. Freestyling is more of something now that I do, but I earlier today I was just playing different beats and I was just freestyling off of every beat. And I was like, damn, I miss going to a studio and recording. I miss like standing in a booth and like letting my soul fly. Like I miss that. So there was an idea or a spark that I had that was like, why don't you just get back into recording music for like just leisure, for pleasure, just for yourself? And I'm like, why don't I fucking do that? So there's something connected to you being like, all right, I'm going to start doing this thing or pick this back up from when I was a child. And I have this strong feeling that it has something to do with your artistic expression and how you've always expressed yourself as a child. Mayday card on the ground. Hold on, and how you've expressed yourself as a child. Let's get more messages. So that could be a totally separate message, and I'm hearing that that's totally separate message. There's additional messages for us that's coming up. Goddesses, please speak to us. What is it that you want us to know? We're going to stick with three. We're going to stick with three. We're going to stick with the three. We're going to stick with the thread. All right. The first card out we have is 10 of wind, which is illusion. So there's some type of illusion that's happening around you. And that might have something to do with the Saturn in Pisces, because with the Saturn transit happening in Pisces now, that could force us, or I feel like it could be forcing us to develop the discipline to see past illusions, whether these are illusions that are on global scales, illusions in our relationships, or illusions that we have within our own personal programming, our own personal mentality, our own personal thought process and patterns that we've been telling ourselves for so long. So I do feel like even though it's raining on my man's, he will have the you will have the sun again. So I immediately feel like you're figuring out something. That makes sense. The illusion is clearing around you. The illusion is being removed from around you. You are gaining clarity at a level on this thing that you've been kind of like stuck to for a while. You're gaining clarity on that, on how to move, how to transition out of it. It's coming. Like, it's like, yo, I've been in the thick of this shit for so long, my man. It's like, I don't know when I'm going to get a break. And what do the clouds do once it stops raining? It breaks so that the sun can come in. So your big break, this could be symbolically, this can be literally. If you are a content producer, this could be you're gonna go viral, or you're gonna get your big break, because not everybody wants to go viral. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna get your big break in something. Like there's gonna be a big breakthrough that you will receive. And don't sleep on the mental breakthroughs that you have. Don't sleep on the light bulb moments. Don't sleep on the mirror moments, because there is magic in all of that that's coming for you. Like your situation is about to be way different, my man, my gal. Your situation is. I must be talking to a lot of people that's in the New York area, because I'm like really feeling like, um, but your situation is about to be a lot different. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be how it used to be, and you're going to be the one that figures it out. Because, like I was saying, going into this reading initially, there's something about you centering your energy, finding your center, And let me tell you something about me. I'm the sacred energy activator. I will help you to do just that. You will find your power. You will own your power. You will expand your power. I'm going to be opening my free alignment calls. I recommend that you take my free alignment call. Okay. I will, I'll leave the link for you in the description. Get your name on the waiting list also to join my monthly coaching group where we will do just that on a deeper level. Matter of fact, you should be subscribed to my channel because there's a lot of stuff that's coming in. Don't forget to check the community board because I will have some postings. I am going live on 222 to teach all of you how you can read like a badass reader, like how I'm doing right now. All right, 22225. So February 22nd, 2025, I think at 222. I have to check my schedule, darling. So you are figuring out on this amazing scale how to center. You found out how to center your energy because if you look here, there's a number 2 at the bottom. And that's making me feel like you were split, you were scattered, that there's like my body is here, but my heart is there. My mind is there, but my physical is here. So there was for many of you this inner division, and it could be a division in your own personal identity. Maybe all your life you thought you was heterosexual and now you realize you're not. Maybe all your life you thought you wasn't heterosexual. Now, oh shit, I think I am. If we're going to put titles on things, that's just a small example. What really is happening for many of us is we are finding our inner power through finding our inner truth. And do you want to know how you got to that point? You want to know how you got to this point? Take a look at her. Take a look at that inner stillness and centering. And this is a fire card. So it's like usually water is the stiller, but you are taking fire. The fire that you've been in, that you've been walking through, you're taking that and you're stilling it. You're centering it. You're beholding it. You're not allowing it to run you anymore. You've got the fire. You've got the flame. You've got the power. You've got the knowledge. You've got the wisdom. You've got the knowing. And fuck around. You got the time if you need to do it. This is a moment that should be really celebrated for you. Excuse me. This should be a moment that you should be really celebrating right now because you have alchemized your pain and you have turned your tragedy into triumph. Because you spit music that's fire, spit your soul through the wire. Like literally through the wire, through the limit, through the wall. Like, all right, so one of the ways I did want to get into and how you did this, which is absolutely amazing. This is Christ level like abilities. I don't know who are you? No, go ahead. If you don't want to tell me your name, give me your spiritual name. Do you know your spiritual name? Do you know I can help you find that out? Put your spiritual name in the comments. I need to know what gods and goddesses I'm in a room with. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I know I'm hitting the mic, but what gods and goddesses I'm in a room with? Who am I talking to? Who do I have the pleasure of having the pleasure to exchange energy with? Who are you? Who are you? Because you chose compassion. You looked at the situation and circumstances from another perspective. From another's perspective. That's a double entendre right there. From another perspective and another's perspective. You were able to see and apply love as if it was an ointment on a bug bite. You took the power of compassion for yourself. You might even notice that your thoughts and your words about yourself have been kinder lately. Because what have you gotten? And really, where do you get by being an asshole to yourself and to others? One of the things I've always loved about the Jerry Springer show is not the drama on the show. I loved at the end of the shows when Jerry Springer would have those talks one-on-one. I think he's a Pisces. He would have those talks one-on-one with his audience. Like after all the chaos, like I feel like, oh, this is who Jerry Springer really is. This person right here. Like, and then he would close his show with saying, take care of yourself and each other. And that, even right now, it makes me a little emotional. I'm a Pisces cusp with Aries, y'all. Help me work through it. But it's something about your ability to give love, 222, as I say that on the timer, to give love, to give tenderness and to give a little bit more patience and ultimately grace onto this circumstance, onto this person, onto this situation, onto this life that you've been living in the trenches, fighting and dealing with. It could be closet depression. I'm not talking about everybody I'm talking to ain't a broke motherfucker that's trying to get their money right. Some people, y'all good there. You might have the perfect image of a life, but there's something that is like behind, underneath it all. Underneath it all, there's something that did not feel right. There's something that is amiss. And you are finally able to pull everything together, to center it, because you're putting love on it. You put your love on it. You put your love on top. You may have waited a long time in your entire life. As we were talking about the child consciousness earlier, we were talking about it in regards to, you picking up an old project. But even in that, isn't that putting your love on top? Your love to do things, your love to do something, your love of the arts, of expressing yourself. You're putting your needs on top now. And you don't have to be scrappy and fight while you're doing it. There's something that is so calm. It's so rooted. And that was the first word I felt going into this, grounded, right? Grounded. Needing grounding, practicing your grounding techniques, or actually being a grounded person. You are a magical healer. I set the intent for my videos to only reach those who are higher ascended. I don't like to come down too far from the clouds and mess with the muggles too much. I do, but I don't, but I do what I do. Let's see, which goddess wants to close out the message today? I just want to say Ashe. Thank you to the ancestors. Thank you to the angels. And thank you, thank you, thank you to the goddesses for helping us to divine this message. I want to ask all of you to protect yourself if you are in Africa or someone you know is in the Africa area. Guys, work with me, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't want to say, I'm hearing Ghana and something about Durban. Durban. I keep hearing Durban or Durban. I don't know what that means, but just stay safe, protect yourselves. And if and when this natural disaster happens, it is ordained by the gods. So we have your goddess card. She down there. I'm going to go get her and be right back. Ooh, of course, out of the entire deck, you have the goddesses that are the embodiment of love. You have Aphrodite at the bottom. She's always hanging around me because I am a Venusian. So she's always around me all the time. But Aphrodite at the bottom, and Aphrodite's message is inner goddess. I would love to read that to you if you will allow me to. Thank you. Aphrodite says, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. That is what you have been doing. Even if your appreciation level is just starting at the acknowledgement level, that is a start. That is a great start. And once you acknowledge the power, the unimaginable power that resides within you, and that power is connected to love. With Isolde coming down at the end of our reading, because I do feel like that's what she's doing here. She's coming down. She's teaching you about undying love. She's teaching you about how to, and I just want you to look at her for a little bit. I'm not going to talk for a minute. Just look at that card. Okay? What messages are you getting right now as you stared at that card? What was the first image, thought, name, voice, in a healthy way, that came up in your mind? That is the direction in which your undying love is being invited to get poured into. Isolde says, the love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. And didn't we say that you used your Christ power, your Christ power of compassion and love. And I don't mean this in restricting those of us who are not, I don't want to say monotheistic, but who are not subscribed strictly to Abrahamic religious views. The Christ power is a universal power, and it is one that you knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously or subconsciously have activated and have chosen to apply onto this situation, even if your life is the situation. Girl, the whole life is the situation. You have applied your power to heal, to unfold, and to persevere. And that's all through the power of compassionate love. And the compassionate love that you've given to yourself, because once you start giving it to yourself, it's going to be a byproduct that everybody else is going to get it. I am very proud of you. Snaps all around, baby. Snaps all around. You deserve the applause. So clap for them. You're going to get your flowers. You're going to get your flowers. Keep working hard. And when you want a partner in crime, in spiritual crime, go ahead and make sure that you're looking through the description box to work a little closer with me. And until then, just subscribe and like this video. Share it with someone you love. Thank you so much for being here with me. You better stay good out there.